Alrighty, RSC fans, we are back for another series. We have Spearmint versus the Stingrays. Another lunar matchup here. Both teams looking to secure their spot in the lunar playoffs. I think we just drive straight into these team stats.
Yeah, starting out, we got the Spearmint 30-18 to the Stingrays 25-23. Once again, pretty close matchup for these guys. 44 goals to 42. Sorry for goals for. Meanwhile, goals versus actually a pretty stark difference of 35-45. That one's going to be a pretty telling for this series. Spearmint has the edge for the shot percentage, but I mean, those goals versus, I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to say that Spearmint have the edge here with that higher shooting percentage, and the Stingrays having let more goals get by. I think Spearmint are going to be able to take this one pretty handily. I'm calling it 3-1 or possibly even 4-0.
Yeah, I think I'm right here with you on this one. I don't think it's going to be a 4-0. I think Stingrays do put up a decent fight, but I think ultimately, I think it's going to be Spearmint here, taking it 3-1 as... If we could actually pull up those Spearmint player stats, or team stats rather, per player stats, whatever you want to call them. On the Spearmint side, we got Rezcoh, 127 shots out of shooting at a 46% shot percentage. I don't know about you, but that is absolutely absurd.
Yeah, I had just a 15% shot tonight, so he's clearing me clear out of that water. That is a crazy high shooting percentage.
Yeah, and once again, looking at this team, opposed to the other series, a lot of demos coming out from both Rezcoh and Lorak, 63 and 62 respectively, rather, not respectfully, definitely disrespectfully if you are a member of the Spearmint with those demos. And even ProdiJoe, this is going to be a very physical team, to say the least.
Alrighty, let's send it over to the Stingrays, though, see what they are up against. See, we got Risen, Tank, Dill, and WamBam coming in. Tanker with a 44 shot percentage, nothing to scoff at himself, with 90 shots on the board as well. And it looks like their demos are going to be a little bit behind. They'll have to be looking out for that Spearmint team if they want to stay on the pitch here.
Yeah, I mean, the demos aren't that much for Risen, Tanker, and Dill, but don't sleep on WamBam. You know, I'm not 100% sure if he is going to be in the lineup, but if he is, he's a force to be reckoned with those 59 demos. Definitely leading the team for a seemingly not very demo-heavy team.
Yeah, I'm loving to see, looking forward to see what they're able to do here. Stingrays definitely could get the upset. Tanker, I think, going to be the one to keep an eye on, as well as WamBam. If he gets on that pitch, he'll be able to make a lot of space for Tanker to do what he needs to do.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think we're getting ready to go here. Just waiting on confirmation from the players here to make sure everyone's ready to go, but from what we can see, I think we're all good to go here. So we're starting up our second match of the night. Spearmint of Minty Fresh versus Stingrays of Tyrants of the Sea. Let's play some Rocket League, guys.
And looks like we're still missing one of the Stingrays players here. Or that could just be a spectator bug for me. Stingrays doing a pretty good job keeping up the pressure here.
Yeah, it looks like a spectator bug. I think they're all in for me as Dill try and take this one out of the corner. Manages to pop over one, and Joe's there to meet it quickly. Not a lot of pressure here coming in from this Spearmint side as Tanker will try and take it the other way. Prodi now there to take it away from him. Takes it into the corner. Bounces up to the midfield. Once again, just not seeing that much pressure out of the Stingrays side to open it up. So far, it's just all been Spearmint.
Alrighty, nice shot coming through here from Risen. Gonna go just high. Gonna look to take control now. Lorak gonna bring it out for Spearmint. Lorak keeps it in the corner here. Risen gonna look to run some defense. Tanker gonna block that, send that one downfield. Rezcoh though gonna keep that up for no. Dill with a nice shot here. Gonna go just wide. Risen getting the demo here. Gonna open up some pressure there. Lorak gonna look to take control. Loses control of the car though, and Rezcoh now going to finally start clearing things up for Spearmint.
Clear it up for a little bit as ProdiJoe was able to clang this one down deep into their zone as Risen will just take it the complete opposite direction. Just trying to get something to work here as this one will go all the way back down to Stingrays half here.
Risen with a nice fake. Sends this one to the corner. Rezcoh though going to retake control here. Dill off the wall, going to intercept. Going to look to keep the pressure up here. Goes for a 50 with Lorak, but Lorak has the beat. Risen going to take it back down to the Spearmint corner. Dill passes it off to mid. ProdiJoe going to pass that one back into the corner and retake pressure as well now here. Tanker with going for the 50. Lorak going to get it by him. Does not get it by Dill though.
Yeah, Dill's a force to be reckoned with. We highlighted him in the pregame, but so far he's been showing up here for the Stingray side, and he's been pretty evident to why this score is locked at 0-0.
Yeah, very evenly matched here, despite, and as I say that, nice shot coming through, going to get blocked though. Dill going to take possession and looks for a nice aerial. Lorak going to get the block.
I think that block down at the other end there was actually from his own team, a little bit of a friendly fire save. As it's just another tough break for the Spearmint side.
Lorak with a nice shot, gets an aerial there. Goes just high though. Rezcoh now gets it by one, goes to the double, doesn't quite get the touch, but Lorak is there to clean it up.
Yeah, and Rezcoh really just making sure to get out of the way of this one, as I'm not sure if he was the one who saved it on the last opportunity, but after accidentally saving your own teammate's shot, you can never be too careful.
Alright, here's the next kick. Stingrays looking to get one back right out the gate. It goes just wide. Tanker going to miss that shot.
Tough chance there that simply doesn't go their way, as Rezcoh has a free shot but elects to play it off the corner, and Lorak there to slam it through. I was a little bit confused as to why he didn't take the shot, but albeit he had his man right in the middle waiting for him. What a play.
Yeah, nice heads-up pass there by Rezcoh. Meets his man in the middle. And the kick going to go the way of the Stingray. Going to get saved there by ProdiJoe, almost with the kickoff goal there. That one going to get snuck by Dill. Risen, though, going to try to keep this one in the corner. Keep this pressure a little low. And gets it by one, gets it by two. Risen with a nice little outplay. Dill passing it forward. And then Risen dribbles it around two.
Yeah, just a heads-up play by Dill here, recognizing that he doesn't have enough boost, so he leaves it off for Risen, and he just does all the work. They cut this lead to only one goal and start to maybe cement some sort of comeback here for the Stingrays.
Yeah, the Stingrays have been doing an excellent job with their kickoffs. They are consistently getting the possession right out the gate here. We'll see if they're able to make something happen with this last minute left. Risen with a nice bang. That's just on target. Nobody's been able to get back in time. They'll bring that to a tie score.
Yeah, Risen just catching the defense lacking. Lorak actually jumps from way further in his half than maybe he needed to, and I think Risen noticed that and just realized, hey, wait, I can actually beat him here, and he'll slam that one into the open net, and we have a deadlocked game here with only a minute remaining.
Yep, still a lot of Rocket League left to be played here. Tanker gonna let this one go into the corner. ProdiJoe gets to send it up, but Rezcoh had a misread on that. Thought it was coming with a little bit more power. Ends up going just wide.
Yeah, just another unlucky break for the Spearmint. As Risen try to take control of things here, but he'll actually have to bang it down. Lorak now will take control. He's got ProdiJoe on his left, but he'll elect to go forward with it. Dill now in the enemy corner, but he'll pick up the ball. Tries to look mid for Tanker, but there's just simply nothing there, as he'll play that one high. Dill looks across for Risen, doesn't have it. Risen tries to go back for Tanker, but he didn't get a touch on it. So they don't cash in there.
Dill gonna look to take this one in the mid. Gets a nice little bump there on ProdiJoe instead. That 50 goes wide for both of them. Risen gonna look to take this one downfield once more, but ProdiJoe gonna be able to get the block. Tanker gonna pass it off the corner. It's centered up here, but Rezcoh gets the clear, and we are in overtime. Game number 1.
Yeah, we highlighted it before. These two teams pretty evenly matched up here. As much as Risen tries to make that change, he won't be able to, as that one just unfortunately bounces all around, but not in. Unlucky chance for Risen, but definitely a sign of life if you're the Stingrays.
Yeah, they're going to look to clear this one away now. Stingrays being absolutely dominant, and another shot coming through from Dill. Rezcoh with the savior now. Man, this defense from Spearmint has been absolutely rock solid. 6 saves between them.
Yeah, it's just an unreal amount of defense that are coming in from this team as Risen tries to extend the play in the air. But he's unable to, as Dill will try and take control here on his back wall. Gets met immediately by Rezcoh, who still has the ball. ProdiJoe tries to put one on, but it's just off the mark. Lorak unable to cash in there. Tankers now has a little bit of room, but he's actually cut off by Joe pretty quickly there. Risen now tries to take control. He's got time and space, but he'll pinch it over Rez. Lorak now tries to clear it out, but it's met immediately. Thrown in the midfield as ProdiJoe will smack this one all the way down, and it's saved away. Pass out mid, and it's nothing there as Risen will slot it in the empty net for the hat trick and for the game winner.
What a shot by Risen. Once again, from downtown, nobody home. It seems like all 3 of those, well, 2 of those goals came from a similar play there. And you know, we highlighted Tanker's shooting percentage in the pregame. We highlighted some of the other players here, but Risen, I apologize. I did not know your game here. Coming in with the MVP, gets the hat trick, had a really nice solo play there. He came out a little upset that we didn't give him some love in that pregame, and he is not having it.
Yeah, and you just kind of have to look back to the stats once again of this game, and the Stingrays had a total of 14 total shots on net this game. And as much as you can bring it down to the physicality, you know, Spearmint had the demos. You just cannot beat the shots on net.
Yeah, Risen coming up absolutely massive for the Stingrays. We'll see if Spearmint is able to make any adjustments going into game number 2 here. They were the favorites here, but Stingrays coming out with a really strong showing in that game number 1. They might just prove us wrong with this. Could go the other way here. But I think that Spearmint should be able to, you know, kind of mentally reset. That game was very close, but Spearmint had a lot of good looks there, and they had a really solid defense. We'll see if they're able to get a little bit more aggressive as we go into game number 2.
Don't let that scoreboard fool you. Some of those players are not in this game. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with that one, but looks like we're getting set up here for game number 2. As just waiting on the players to join here.
Alrighty, folks, here is the kick. Risen up for the Stingrays, gets a nice initial touch. Tanker up in the air, going to send it to the corner here. Lorak going to look to clear this one away. Lorak now going to look for the fast break, gets a pass off, but Dill will intercept here. Risen going to look to take control now, and he has plenty of space to work here. He flicks it by one, and Tanker with a good shot there, but gets saved. Rezcoh going to come up with the block here from Dill.
Yeah, just once again, we're starting to see this physical presence early from the Spearmint side. We saw ProdiJoe immediately get the demo, but it's not going to matter when you have this absolute menace on the other side of the field. Risen setting the tone early, cashes in off of a broken play.
Risen, once again, showing that he is the main star of the show tonight. We'll call it a stream buff. He is playing out of his mind right now.
ProdiJoe Pop this one up for Lorak. He's got time and space, but he'll try and slam it off the backboard as Dill will clear this one all the way out. Rezcoh now will take control, beats 2. He's only got 1 man left. It's a 2-on-1. ProdiJoe will miss, and Rezcoh will end up finding the back of the net. I'm not really sure what happened with Dill here. I think he went for the corner boost and he actually missed it there.
Going for that corner boost ends up costing him the goal there, and Spearmint going to tie this one back up. Here's the kick. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Sorry about that. Lorak tries to take a shot on net, but it's just a little bit wide as ProdiJoe tries to extend the play in the offensive end. Dill now will clear. Lorak tries to control it, and he'll end up having to make an awkward double save, but he will, as Dill sends that one just off the backboard. We have an oncoming break for the Spearmint, but it's just passed up slightly by Rezcoh.
Dill with a nice interception there, gonna dribble it around, passes off to Riesen. Shot goes high, but Tanker has the read. No, it goes wide, and then Rezcoh able to get the save there for Riesen's follow-up shot.
Swirling anywhere but the back of the net. You hit every single post, and it's just another tough break for the Stingrays, but I'm sure with this offensive pressure, you know, it's a pretty good sign getting these kind of high-quality chances and these looks this early into this game.
Yeah, we're already only 2 minutes into this game, and Spearmint already have 5 saves. The Stingrays have 8 shots on net already.
Yeah, absolutely unreal with this offensive just demonstration that they've been putting on here. As Riesen tries to sneak one through, but it's met there immediately. Dill now goes up to the ceiling. He'll beat one, but he'll also beat his teammate as Riesen has to control. Dump it down. Rezcoh unable to control it. As Tankers jumped, and so did Rezcoh, as it's being a little bit of a broken play here as Dill will send this one down, and Joe tries to control. Met there immediately by Dill. Joe goes again, but he's met by Riesen. Now Riesen will try and go under Lorak. He's unable to. So here comes Tanker up the wall. He doesn't have much boost, but he might not need it. That one gets pinched all the way down the other end.
And Riesen going to get a good 50 there. Dill will be able to take possession here. Passes back up to Riesen. Riesen passes, but Dill going just a little bit too fast, not able to get the shot. Lorak now with a good shot there, but Dill going to send it to the corner. Riesen going to take possession here. Ends up getting a little awkward coming off that wall. Ends up passing it off to a teammate there. Tanker going to send it back into the corner, and Riesen will try once again here. Solid 50, but Lorak will win out. Dill, though, able to clear this one away now. Rezcoh going to look to take back possession, but Riesen with a good shot here. Lorak not able to get up to it in time. He ran out of boost, and that one sneaks into the top left corner. Let's see how this one played out.
Yeah, it's just smothering by this offense of the Stingrays as he just leaves Lorak on no boost. Absolutely zero chance to make that save. The Stingrays will take the lead here.
And here's the kick. We're coming back into the Stingray corner. Tanker going to look to clear that away. He misses, and that one going to be answered right away. An unfortunate miss there.
Yeah, an unfortunate miss on one end, but an absolutely mechanical genius play by ProdiJoe. He had zero boost. Call it luck, call it skill, call it whatever you want, but that's an absolutely beautiful double off the ground. And they're going to close this one back here to an even score. This game starts to maybe look a little bit more even than we were expecting here at the start.
Yeah, you know, Spearmint was stats-wise the favorite here, but Stingrays have shown up, and they've shown that they are ready to play in this series. They are not going to go down without a fight, and, you know, they have been absolutely dominant in both of these first 2 games. Their offensive pressure has been just absolutely killer.
Yeah, absolutely. As here's another shot going to be on net as Riesen cashes in again off the pass from Tanker.
Man, the Stingrays really love that play, sending it off that corner for Riesen to just punch it in. Another hat trick coming through for Riesen.
Yeah, just unreal players make unreal plays, and that's just what Riesen's been doing all night. They've been using that set play of going off the corner basically every single time, and as it stands right now, it's hard not to see all Stingrays in this game.
Yeah, it's coming up huge for them. Dill going to get a nice pass there. Gets blocked away by Lorak. Lorak going to look to get this one around. Gets it by Tanker. Rezcoh going to take over control, but Risen on the backboard going to clear this one away. ProdiJoe going to get blocked by Risen. Lorak now going to miss there. The demo coming through, kind of maybe throwing him off a bit. Risen going to look to take this one off the wall. Gets bumped actually off the ball, and that's a pinch. Going to get saved by Dill.
5 seconds left here. See if they can get something going here. It's run 0 seconds now. Looking to kill it if you're a Stingray. Looking to keep it up if you're a Spearmint, and they will kill it. Stingrays take game 2 as they take a 2-0 series lead.
They are absolutely on fire. Risen once again, MVP with the hat trick. Coming up huge.
It looks like we're going to get a sub here. It seems TechFour going to be coming in for the Spearmints. So I believe for Lorak.
Yep,
I'm
looks
not
like
mistaken.
Lorak will be out.
And TechFour will come in for the Spearmint side. How do you see this change in roster shaping up for Spearmint?
You know, I think it could be what they need. TechFour, a longtime veteran of the league, has a lot of experience on the field. Could be what they need to, switch things up and get back into form.
Yeah, absolutely. And, sometimes just getting that roster change and just simply getting a change of scenery, getting a change of chemistry can simply just have a team, or rather help a team rally back in a series just like this. With how things have been going and how it's been absolutely smothering for this Stingrays team, at this point, if you're the Spearmint, you just got to try something.
Yeah, we'll see if this trade ends up paying off. Getting in here to game number 3. I think we have to let them know. There we have players on the field. And we are ready for the kickoff.
Right off the kickoff here, Tanker takes it by 1. TechFour immediately playing it into the corner, gets the demo. They're starting to see an immediate impact here from the sub. Risen tries to take it off the ceiling, but he didn't have much there. Dill tries to get a shot off. As this one is going to be a wide open net, and they're not going to be able to get it down in time. I believe it was ProdiJoe who just simply didn't have enough boost to make anything happen as Stingrays start to counter back in the offensive end. Rezcoh now tries to get a flick, but he doesn't get much as TechFour comes crashing in. And as we said before, the immediate impact being shown as he gets on the board early.
Yep, sometimes all you need is that change of pace. TechFour coming up huge already in the first 30 seconds of this game.
Off the kickoff here, Tanker gets an opportunity. He'll leave it back for Dill. Dill goes high, but it's immediately met by Rezcoh, who's already up. ProdiJoe now gets one controlled touch. As he'll take a shot, and that one will go in. What a fake by, I believe it was Rezcoh there, who jumped up, but did not make contact, as it sets up Joe for the perfect shot.
Yeah, that one just sneaks by Tanker. Here's the kick. Initially going to go the way of the Stingrays, but TechFour going to intercept and gets it passed off to the mid here. A little bit of a double commit there between Tanker and Dill. Going to pass it up forward to Risen. Going to get intercepted here, though, by Rezcoh. Rezcoh looks to pass it off to ProdiJoe. That shot is going to be good.
This is an absolute clanger. He somehow manages to ground pinch this with the ball. I'm not even sure what that was, but ProdiJoe slamming it off the feed from Rezcoh, and they've completely taken over this series.
Yeah, already up 3-0. Just 2 minutes into the game here. Stingray is going to have to act fast if they want to bring this one back and keep their lead.
Yeah, absolutely. As ProdiJoe already on the offensive attack, as Rezcoh was unable to bang that one through. TechFour, last man jumping, just plays it right into the corner. As now Rezcoh will have time to collect himself, but instead he'll just decide to bang it down. As ProdiJoe had a good look, but fortunately just goes wide. TechFour now to pop it up. Tries to beat 2, but as we've been seeing, there's these double commits between Dill and Tanker, and they've been pretty costly for this Stingrays team as ProdiJoe smacks another one just right into the back of the net.
Rezcoh getting the playmaker here. And it seems like that that changeup was all they really needed. Coming out to an absolutely dominant start. Although there is still 3 minutes left in this game, still plenty of Rocket League. Stingrays can bring this one back around. Risen going to come up off the kick. Gets passed off to Dill. Dill with a good shot there, but Tech is back in time. Tanker now going to look to take control. Gets it by Rezcoh, but leaves it open for TechFour. Dill going to block that one away. ProdiJoe already up in the air. Gets the shot, and Tanker with the save almost gets up to the 5-0 lead there, but going to get saved. But Rezcoh coming in. Dill, no, going to get the save. Man, this big offensive pressure. This offensive pressure is absolutely dominant performance by Spearmint in game number 3.
Yeah, those big saves coming out from Dill and Tanker really needed. That point, you know, you don't make that zero boost save on the goal line, and you're looking at a 5-0 hole to climb out of, and this kind of just gives them a little bit more of a chance, a little bit more breathing room as they live to see another day.
Yep. Spearmint are running away with this game, though, but Risen going to look to do something about it. Gets it passed off to Dill. No, he just dribbles it in himself. Risen with a beautiful aerial shot.
Yeah, we were talking about him since the start of game 1. He's been the absolute difference maker for this Stingray side, and this is just an absolute mechanical brilliance, to say the least, as he'll air dribble that one straight into the net.
Yeah, very well played there by Risen. Dribbling it around the Spearmint defender to bring this game back into striking distance. Just 2 minutes left, down by 3. It is still anybody's game here. Risen with a nice 50, sends it to the corner. Not really going to be able to capitalize on it, but Prodi sets up for Dill, and Dill going to send that one home.
Yeah, this is just a tough bounce for ProdiJoe, and he doesn't really have a real way to field this, and he puts himself in a pretty bad position there. And Dill recognizes this, sets himself up right in front of the net. He'll hammer that one home to cut this Spearmint lead in half.
Yep, they got off to that 4-0 lead, but Stingrays showing great presence of mind here, not giving up, staying strong, and they brought it back to just a 2 score, but, oh, shot goes just wide.
Yeah, it's just an unfortunate break there from, I believe it was TechFour. Is that one's going to go off the post too? Just another tough break on both sides. Starting to see these defenses crumble as TechFour accidentally passes it back, but actually will end up working out for him. As Rezcoh has an opening, and he'll slot that one in for the 5th goal for Spearmint.
Yeah, we'll see this one play back. Rezcoh with a nice aerial shot there. Pass coming through for ProdiJoe. And, you know, the connection between those two has been absolutely rock solid in this game, number 3. They've participated in 4 out of the 5 goals, both of them.
Yeah, I mean, this is the matchup that we were looking for, and I think the reason why they made the roster change was to kind of give Rezcoh and ProdiJoe this kind of 1-2 matchup, as Tanker will sneak one through. I wasn't able to see exactly what happened because of the demo, but he just gets a shot, and unexpectedly, ProdiJoe was not able to get up to it. This game is starting to look a little bit more winnable for the Stingrays.
Yeah, they bring it back to 2. Dill going to win the kickoff here. Get that pressure going early. Sends it to the mid. ProdiJoe. Oh, Rezcoh actually going to be able to get that block. Sends it downfield. Nobody able to take a shot here, though. Dill going to pass it off to the center. Demo coming through from Risen. Going to be able to give them possession here. Dill going to take it into the Spearmint corner here. Coming down on just about 30 seconds left. And, oh, no. ProdiJoe going to be able to clear this one away. Rezcoh looking to get it. No, Tanker going to intercept. And TechFour, last one back, still able to make the block. Buys this team enough time here.
Yeah, this I hate to say they're taking too much time, but you would want to see a little bit more sense of urgency if you're the Spearmint. Yeah, you're up by 2 goals, but you're just giving them the ball, and it's almost lucky to me that they haven't been bitten on this yet, as this one will hit 0 seconds, and Spearmint will take this one, split the series 2-1 going into Game 4.
Yeah, a nice comeback there from Spearmint. Coming off the back of 2 losses. They bring in TechFour, and he just played a really solid third man and let Rezcoh and ProdiJoe do what they need to do. Let's take a look at these stats here. Man, the hat trick coming out from ProdiJoe and the playmaker coming out from Rezcoh, they were just on point, absolutely locked in together.
Yeah, and this connection, like I said, we've been looking to see it all night, but I think unfortunately, when they were playing with Lorak, they didn't really have enough of a necessarily 1-2 punch, because Lorak is such a threat as third man. They would rather go make a move for TechFour here, which kind of allows them to open up, as instead of necessarily a 1-2-3 rotation, they can go for a more 1-2-1 rotation where TechFour can play a little bit more passive and allow Rezcoh and ProdiJoe to just completely take over this game.
Yeah, we'll see what adaptations the Stingrays make going into game number 4 if they want to clutch this one out and get the 3-1 victory over Spearmint here. Or we'll see if Spearmint is able to bring this one to another 2-2 finish.
Yeah, these two teams have been pretty evenly matched here from stats-wise, but this game really hasn't been telling us so much of that same story, as Rezcoh will clear this one out. Oh, that's a bad bounce. If you're the Stingrays and starting this early pressure offensively for the Spearmint.
Yeah, ProdiJoe going to get blocked there by Tanker. Rezcoh going to look to keep this one away from that net. Tanker, no, TechFour going to be able to get the touch, and Rezcoh with a nice redirect puts it on target, but Dill is there for the save. Risen passes it off. ProdiJoe going to intercept the pass, though, and that one gets snuck by Tanker.
And TechFour will tap it in. But this was all ProdiJoe. He gets this absolutely genius fake. Tanker can't see him because he's behind the ball, but this is an absolutely genius play from ProdiJoe. And he extends the Spearmint's lead to 1 early in this game.
Yeah, Tanker reading ProdiJoe's touch, but ProdiJoe doesn't touch it, and that ball just falls right down below him. Risen, though, going to look to strike back here. Dill sends it to the corner. Risen sends it back to the midfield, but going to get cleared away. TechFour sends it downfield. Dill going to let this one run into the corner, takes it off the back wall, and looking to get the 50 here. Rezcoh, though, going to get the beat. And that ball will go wide. Tanker going to look to just take control. But Rezcoh with a nice beat. Very dangerous there for the Stingrays.
Yeah, like we said earlier, or rather like I said earlier, at the end of that game, I believe it was game 3, they're kind of just allowing themselves to take control. And this is the one thing that you cannot do against a team that's going to be so ultra aggressive, ultra pre-jumpy, ultra, just kind of on you. And actually, Rezcoh takes control here, and he almost makes something happen, as ProdiJoe can't cash in on the chance, but he gets the bump, and TechFour will slot it.
Really well played there by ProdiJoe. You think that play is going to be gone after he gets the whiff there, but he comes back through the net for the bump, opening up the net for TechFour to get that goal.
Yeah, and so far, 2 minutes have been played here, and it's been 2 minutes of straight Spearmint, as that one looked like it was going to trickle in, but thankfully it was saved out there by, I believe it was Rezcoh, as TechFour will try and take it the other way. Dill now has to touch it away from him. He'll somehow manage to make that save, stretching across the net there.
Yeah, Dill has been very solid defensively here already with the save here. Tanker going to get an epic save there. And yeah, that will allow Stingrays to retake possession here.
Yeah, definitely an awkward save there, but a good sign, as he's able to make that one. you know, you at this level of Rocket League, these awkward, tough saves, they're not really practiced as much as necessarily in higher ranks. So seeing these guys backwards in net still making saves, it's pretty remarkable, really.
Yeah, you have to practice those awkward save drills. I know they're not as fun as the shooting goal or drills, but they come in huge, and you can see the Tanker has been doing his practice.
Yeah, big double commit here, right over the Spearmint net as TechFour tries to get a break, but she's shut down by Dill. This Tanker
nice
tries
fake.
to take the other.
Sends it over to Tanker, but TechFour going to beat the defenders here. Gets it around, going to try to pass it off to Rezcoh, but no. Going to get blocked, and Tanker will clear it away. Very dangerous, but good presence of mind there from the Stingrays, able to keep that one out of the net.
Definitely. As Tanker will try and slot that one in there, but saved away by Rezcoh. I actually don't believe it was on target, as ProdiJoe will smack this one all the way down and will hit off the crossbar, unable to slot that rebound in, as Rezcoh will try and take it high now. Dill whiffs on the backboard as Tanker was there to make the save coming back. ProdiJoe tries to center again, but shut down there. Actually, he'll land on it. Will pop out mid, but nobody there to capitalize on that opportunity as TechFour, 0 boost, trots it down to the midfield.
Risen with a nice 50 there, has the read, gets the beat, passes it off to Tanker, but TechFour able to get back for the save in time. Risen once again going to pass it out, but now Rezcoh gets the block. Tanker going to... Oh, go ahead.
Sorry about that. Just seeing more unrelenting pressure from the Spearmint side. The most that Stingrays are able to give off, they just haven't been enough for them, as the Spearmint team has stood tall on defense pretty much this entire game, as they've been able to shut out these Stingrays so far through this game, as ProdiJoe will look to get something going on the other end here. Maybe put the nail in the coffin, as Dill once again able to just completely mitigate things. So we're coming up on 9 seconds here.
And that clock is ticking down. It looks like Spearmint will take the fourth game here. And TechFour going to try to get one for the road, but Dill not going to let him. And what can I say? Excellent series. TechFour coming in huge for Spearmint in those last 2 games.
Yeah, even though the stats of maybe Game 3 might not tell the entire story, this definitely Game 4 really put TechFour statistically on the map for how well he had been playing in those 2 games that he came in. He came in and completely changed the dynamic of this Spearmint team. Before, they were getting absolutely pummeled on defense. He came in, he allowed ProdiJoe and Rezcoh to get some space on offense, allowed them to play that 1-2 punch role, and they come back here, and even though this is a 2-2, if you're Spearmint, this is really feeling like a 3-1, like a 4-0.
Yeah, you know, I would take those last 2 games any day of the week. Stingrays, excellent defense here. What is that? 8 saves between the 3 of them. But Spearmint, as they say, the best defense is actually a good offense. 11 shots on net to just 4. And that's really what was able to, you know, kind of make this happen. Who do you have for MVP coming out of these 2 teams?
I mean, who else but ProdiJoe? You know, we saw the absolutely mechanical brilliance of Risen early in those 2 games, and I give him all the credit in the world. But after those 2 games, ProdiJoe completely took over. He had a hat trick in one game, a playmaker in the other. Him and Rezcoh, like I said, delivering that 1-2 punch. He was easily the most valuable player in those last 2 games, so I gotta give it to ProdiJoe.
I'm going to have to disagree. I have to hand it off to TechFour coming in and really, you know, completely changing the dynamic of that team, allowing ProdiJoe to do what he needed to do because he knew that he was safe in the hands of TechFour as his third man. And then I'll still give it over to Risen on that Stingrays team. Came in absolutely huge game 1 and 2, absolute monster. Fell off a little bit in those last 2 games, but just not able to, you know, punch through that wall that TechFour presented.
Yeah, absolutely. And correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think we have a birthday in the chat with Me on Display's birthday. If we could get a happy birthday in the chat for Me on Display.
Yep, happy birthdays in the chat for Me on Display. Alrighty, and that is going to be the end of it for tonight. There are no games next week as we are off for the 4th of July holiday. Have a good holiday. Everybody stay safe and come back the following week ready for some more RSC.